Hi there, I'm Mance.
And I'm Dennis Rieder with Rieder Realty. I just want to let you know, besides buying and selling real estate, I don't know if you know, but we also do property management. In fact, our company, we're a full service, full spectrum real estate firm with a high real estate IQ. And we're going to talk about today's session about property management and the steps to get that. And I've been running properties since 1992 in San Diego, and I love to share what I learned from all these years.
And what we're going to go more in depth in today is what you should be checking when screening your potential tenants in 2026.
Yes, in 2026, as the laws keep on changing in California, and as you well know, unfortunately, we live in a tenant-friendly state, and there's a lot of laws that we have to be aware of as landlords. But one thing I want to let you know from years of doing this is we have to do all the work up front. As either you do it yourself or you hire a powerful property management firm like ourselves, we have to do the work up front. And we're going to share with you some of the steps of qualifying the right tenant so you don't have a bad one and give you nightmares at night. Yeah, so let me give you a quick story about doing the work up front. I have so many stories in this business, but I just want to share a few of them. One of the clients that we just had came from Chicago, and it's really funny. He's been looking for a home for several weeks, and guess what? There was not one property manager called him back. The gentleman has an 805 credit score, and he's down here because his daughter's at UCSD, wants to help and support her, but he's not getting any customer service. So with us, he was very amazed that within 3 days, we found him a rental. We did his background credit check that we'll talk about soon, and we got him in the home by Sunday. We move very fast. As one example is, the reason why is we do all the work up front. So you want to make sure whoever you hire, that you hire the right property management firm that can move very quick on these leads, okay?
When you're screening your potential tenants for your property, you really want to make sure that they have strong financial stability. Now, what we do here at Rieder Homes is we actually do an income verification for each tenant application that we receive for your property. So what that goes through is not only what their monthly income is from, whatever W-2 jobs or 1099 careers that they have. We also will go into what they have in savings or what they have into their money market accounts. So that way we know exactly that they can not only pay for your rent every single month, but also if life happens, which we all know life does happen, at the worst they will have savings or money within their brokerage accounts to make sure that they can cover your rent if that does happen. Financial stability is not only about being perfect when it comes to your income, but it's more about having consistency and predictability. When a tenant has strong income and they have the savings in place, it reduces the late payments, it reduces the stress for you and them, and also reduces any conflicts that can arise between you and the tenant as well. So when it comes to having a strong income profile, you have tenants that are more likely or less likely to break their leases, less likely to miss the rent, and less likely to delay any communication about what may continue going on during the lease terms. Communication is very important, and what we tend to find is if a tenant doesn't have strong income profile, it usually leads to bad communication later on when we are following up, making sure that they get their rent in on time. So delay any of all those issues that may arise. We really want to do work up front, like Dennis said, to make sure that they have fully verified income up front.
To be a property manager, you have to have some grit. And the reason why, you're dealing with a lot of people. We're managing over 100 units in San Diego, and you have to know so many different personalities and finding the right tenant for this landlord or that landlord with this tenant. So it takes a little bit. So one of the things we do is we call the references, we talk to them, that form they fill out, but there's another ingredient besides what Mance talked about. It's really, and I'm going to give you a big bonus, this is worth this whole video right now, and that's their character. You see, it goes beyond the background and criminal and application. It goes about being their character as a human being. Will they follow the rules that we set for them? Will they respect the property of the landlords? And when we call them, will they communicate with us on a regular basis? I'm happy to say that we haven't had any evictions to this point today, is because a very unique skill that we have is the skill of communication with being a mediator between the landlord and the tenant. That goes very smoothly also here with our staff. So there's a lot more going into it than just an application, a credit check. It's really talking and discussing with that renter what their goals are and to see if this house or apartment fits them. And we've been very successful doing it that way by multiple interviews.
When it comes to the next point, critical point, when it comes to renting out your property and screening your potential tenant, we want to make sure that we do a full criminal background check prior to signing a new lease with whoever is going to live in your property. So what we have here at Rieder Homes is we have a software in place that will do a full criminal background check on your potential tenant before signing a lease with whoever is going to be moving into your property. And why we do this is because we want to make sure that, like Dennis said, find the character of the person that you're going to be renting to. And unfortunately, many times people do get in trouble, but you don't want really anybody living in your property that has felony background, has a criminal history to them, because that may mean there's a lower level of character that we want for our properties. And we want to make this as seamless and smooth for you as a landlord as possible. And by having strong character people in your home, that will mean less phone calls from us, making sure that you have your rent on time, there's less repairs for you, and there's less things broken in the property when they do move out.
Pet policy and lifestyles. And one thing about San Diego, why I love San Diego, I'm a pet lover myself, is we're really in a pet-friendly city. And what that means is a lot of the tenants have pets. Now, it's not up to Manson to decide if you allow pets or not. It's really your choice. But if you do decide to allow pets in your rental, we have steps that the renters will need to follow. And we could go more into that, but that is an option for you if you decide to have pets or not. We have the steps included in our contracts to protect you as a landlord and to protect your home so you have a great experience. Some of the steps we have for the pet policy in our legal contracts is, it will be number one, a discussion with you so you feel comfortable as a landlord. But some of them are, do you like cats? A lot of our landlords are allergic to cats, but they love dogs, right? So we'll have that discussion. If you want us to collect a pet deposit is one of them, right? That's important. Extra fees for having a pet, right? And other services checklists that we have, if you have a yard or not, or the pet's going to stay inside. And it goes on, again, it's customizable because each house is different as well. We'll help and walk you, which is really the main point, if you decide to have pets or not in San Diego.
So as you learn, effective tenant screening is very crucial when it comes to owning rental properties, not only here in San Diego, but California overall, as being a very renter-friendly state. So when it comes to not just protecting your property, it's really your asset that we want to make sure is well protected and continues to grow in value. Having one wrong tenant can really turn your asset fully around in a total 180, from a great rental property into one that you may want to dispose of right away.
Yes, and for being a landlord, one of your goals is to enjoy life, not have the headaches of a tenant, the late night calls. Let us do the job for you. The perfect landlord hires a professional management team to handle his assets. I invite you to call us and have the discussion if property management is right for you. Of course, you could do it yourself, it's your choice. But if you want to grow your assets, it might be time to hire that professional property management firm that has a passion for it.
So thanks for watching our video. If you want to learn more about rental properties here and investments here in San Diego, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe below.